Greetings, travellers. Today is RPGA-A-Day 2020, Day 1. Last year, I, due to various reasons, wasn't able to keep up with it. This year, I'm going to make a very strong point of kicking myself up the butt and getting it going, so stick with me. Day 1 is entitled Beginning. Campaigns have a beginning, a middle and an end. And the beginning is just as important as where you end up. So how do you start a campaign? I have often done the much laughed at but equally classic trope of you all start in a tavern, because such things are quite simple. Everybody knows where they are to start with, and you can decide up front whether the characters know one another or they don't, and whatever happens at the beginning to kick that all off brings them together. But I have also done campaigns where characters have been brought together for whatever reason, often through a letter which gets emailed out to everybody, or they just get told that they have received such and such a missive and they have turned up. You know, the player decides themselves why, because of that missive, they have turned up. I was halfway through a campaign at the moment. Halfway through, and started a campaign at the moment, a Pathfinder First Edition, that basically started with the characters receiving a letter from somebody they had no idea who they were, never heard of them, saying that they were the last heir to a small fortune, and that if they wanted to claim said, what's the word? It's got it out of my head now. I wanted to claim the whatever had been left by the deceased. That's really going to bug me now. This word's got out of my head. That they should turn up at such and such a location on such and such a date to be there for the reading of the will. Inheritance, that's the word, inheritance. Oh, it's been a long day. But when the characters actually start the campaign, they had no knowledge of this. They remember setting out, but they ended up waking up in a magical room of some sort, chained to a wall. The spellcasters had those like little wizard things on their fingers that stopped them spell casting. They had gags in their mouths, and when they broke free of this and found their way out, they were actually I'd taken the whole Pathfinder thing and moved it to Spelljammer. The idea being that they had been picked by somebody to help defeat the greater evil, but the ship that was bringing them to their destination had been attacked by raiders, pirates, and they obviously couldn't find them because they were in a hidden hold of holding. And now they were starting to find out where they were, how to fly the ship, and what had happened to draw them here. But one of my favourite beginnings was for the last campaign that I ran, called the Hexham Chronicles, or Hexham Legacy, where straight away they made their characters. I didn't stop them talking to each other about what their characters were and who they were going to be. But the very first moment, that first second of the campaign, was actually them in a battle. Their stagecoach had been attacked by a highwayman, aka gunslinger, and his bandit mob. The battle was in mid-flow when I set everything up. They were in the range of the gunslinger, who's pointing his flintlock at one of the characters, and they pretty much basically had to learn who they were and what they did and whatnot in the midst of battle. And I think in all my years of role-playing, that actually kicked off the best introduction to a campaign, which led into a really good campaign. I really enjoyed it. Kind of slowed down towards the end, but the end was awesome, and they still talk about it here and there, especially that beginning, especially that being dropped right into the middle of it, which is awesome to know that you've created a campaign that kicked off so well that they still talk about it. That is my video for today, beginnings. It's a little bit of a waffle, admittedly, but hey, that's what I'm good at. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for tomorrow's video. Till then, take care and good gaming.